plow.
Because PlayStation's doing this stupid. It should be good now. See if because like PlayStation is it says it's muted on this broadcast thing, but it's really not. Yeah, like.
Okay, are we good now?
I think we're good, but yeah. Tebow, sorry for all that audio weirdness on PlayStation. Kind of stupid in my opinion, but it should be on allow anyway. I'm just gonna check it. Yeah. Yep. Tebow set a 131.2. Not the greatest from him, but it looked like he messed up, I think, in the final chicane or through spoon as we were watching that. But yes, we are here for Season 15. No audio. PlayStation's PS5's broadcasts are very weird in my opinion.
I agree, but yeah, Tebow, he almost did not make the race today. He checked in about 10 minutes before we started, and he ended up crashing out last week. So Tebow looking for a little bit of a better start as he's down in P12, one of the slowest times on the grid right now.
Yeah, it looked like he messed up either through spoon or the chicane, as I was saying, but who is coming around on a flying lap? I think F&D is on his out lap. So I will try to do the onboard again as I did with Tebow, but with no audio because I'm big dumb. But F&D in the Alpine comes to the line and he will start his flying lap onto the DRS straight we go, heading towards turn 1. There is a car ahead of him, but he has, yep, and it's an Aston Martin. He has slowed down into the turn 1 and 2 area here, goes down into 4th, back up to 5th, and hits the S section, goes into the S section now. As I was saying, you want to hit this S section very nicely because it could tell the tale of your qualifying lap around this track. Up into the uphill area of the S section on the exit, hits it very nicely. Want to make sure you do hit that nicely, otherwise your car will spiral into the first Degner, hits the curb very nicely as well. And out to the outside of the second Degner, gets on the curb, but not too much, as you will bottom out there into the hairpin, down into 3rd gear. Gets pretty good rotation back up to 4th to make sure he gets that traction. And on the way to spoon we go on this little kink right-hander. And then on the way to spoon, you want to make sure you're flat out through here. Goes up to 8th gear, goes down into 5th. Hits the corners very nicely. A little bit wide on that second part of spoon apex, but now heading to 130R.
Yeah, pretty solid lap for him so far. Both Alpines really impressive throughout this qualifying session, and I'm telling you, F&D is going to be somebody to look for. He's been very fast in practice all week, and he's up on his time right now.
Yeah, cuts the corner a little bit, but does not invalidate. Hits it just right. Heading to the line, staying close to the wall. It's going to be an improvement. It's going to be a 129.6, and that is provisional pole.
I bet Freeze is happy about that. His boys are 1-2 right now.
Yeah, and C. Rizzi is also on an outlap. Who will be next across on a flyer? It might be SPM. Yep, SPM's on his flyer. He is coming to the line, heading into the chicane at the moment. SPM, your race 1 winner. Not really a good time from SPM. Only good enough for P10, a 130.7.
Yeah, he got very squirrely there in turn 17, just couldn't put the throttle down, and I'm sure we're going to see a better time from him. He was far and away the best driver in week 1, and even if you look back at season 14, he was one of the quickest drivers then, so SPN, I'm sure that's just his banker lap.
Yep, as Rafa Hulk, Rafa Hulk just starts his flyer. Charles is about to come to the line. Charles goes up to P7, 130.1. Another former Silver Class champion as GMBZ retires from the session. Oh, he hit the wall coming out of the hairpin there.
That's huge. I think he's got the pace, so maybe a last to first challenge today?
Definitely could, but as of right now, he is in P14. He could still be P14 if none of these drivers do improve. So we're on board with TCR F1 Racer, who's coming to the line now. Getting a little decent, and I think he's just now starting his flying lap. Tebow is now starting his as well. Is on a flyer.
Seems like a lot of people are on flyers, but one
Main
person
Wayne, I
who,
think, is on a flyer.
yeah, I was about to say Main Wayne, and he's somebody to look for, not just on pace, but he always tends to mix it up on strategy. So, Main Wayne actually leading the constructors with his teammate Raiden after week 1.
Yeah, that tells you, even though that SPM won the race, that they had good points finish last week. And Raiden goes up to P5 with a 129.8. Looks like he kind of was a little slow in the chicane, looking to improve that on his final run as we are rounding 5 minutes left in this qualifying session.
Rafa Hulk up to P7.
Rafa Hulk, yep, up to P7 as well as C. Rizzi is about to start another flying lap. Matt Roofer is on a flying lap. He's 4,000s up through his first sector split. Gonna go on board with the Aston Martin. Mine and Seafreeze's car in platinum, but he is not part of the foundation.
No, and I will say Matt Roofer, he wasn't really up there in the standings in season 14, but his result didn't show it last week. He had the pace, so Matt Roofer could be looking for a little pace boost this season. And hey, like you said, he improved in Sector 1. He is down a little bit right now after Sector 2, so I don't think this lap will be better.
Yeah, down a half a second in Sector 2. It looked like that spoon curve. Yeah, and he's coming into the pits.
I want to take a look at him come into the pits right there. It's good to practice that now. We saw several times yesterday in the silver race where people sped coming into the pit lane.
Tebow looks like he's on his flying lap right now with pretty low battery. But with this track, there's really not a lot of area to use battery except in the straight before 130R is the place you're going to use it the most. So I think he does have enough battery to make it through the lap, but it is one thing to see. He might be on his in lap because, yeah, he's like plus a second or so, I think.
Yeah, Japan not really known for overtaking. Guys like GMBZ and Tebow, who are predicted to be some of the fastest drivers, we know GMBZ is out of qualifying, but if Tebow can't get a better lap, we could be seeing some attempts at overtaking, at least, in the first corner. But it's going to be a struggle for them to try and get through the field at this track.
Yeah, this track is not made for overtaking, or not as easy overtaking as you would see in real life on this track. Overtaking is definitely hard in the game around the Suzuka circuit, but we still love it. It's still a fun track. It's just very hard to make. Qualifying is big around here.
SBM around right before the pit lane.
Almost ran into his teammate. The Mercedes might have enough time to come in and get another lap in. It's gonna be close.
I don't know about SPM.
Yeah, he's getting held up by the taking in of the Tebow car. The Mercedes, though, touted the constructors' favorites coming in 10th and 14th right now.
Yeah, and, they are second in constructors, but that's only because of SPM. And we know, like I said, we know Tebow has the pace. I think he just got off to a rough start in Australia, which was a surprise because he did win the Season 14 race here. But I'm telling you, if they can be consistent this season, Tebow and SPM, throw in the white flag, like throw in the towel. That might be it right there if they can just get towards the front and just stop making mistakes.
The AlphaTauri of Omega will be the first one on a flying lap late in the session. Will he be able to improve from his P18 slot?
I think so. I think, he was a silver driver last season and was kind of towards the mid-pack, but he did make some starts reserving as a golden driver last season, so he does have the experience, and he really isn't known for crashing out too much. So I don't see why not. Omega, I could see him being sneaky at some point this season and getting some sort of a really good result. Oh,
goes
man, he
a
almost
little
went wide
wide
right
in the first Degner. Doesn't invalidate though. We're gonna see his split when he comes after Spoon. But yes, he is the first one of the final runs here. The McLaren of, I think... Oh, Fire Up's retired. I think he just
That
retired
looks
on
to
track.
be... Yeah, weird. That was out of the hairpin. Strange.
But we're on board with Omega right now. The fuel light is blinking, but it is his last lap anyway. He is 18 hundredths up on his time. Heading into the final chicane. Hits the first part very nicely. Hits the second part really nicely as well. Down towards the start-finish line. But how much will he improve by? He only moves up one position.
Yeah, he should have stayed tighter towards that inside wall coming off the final corner. I think he lost easily a tenth right there.
FND improves his time up to P1 now. C Rizzy is coming to, I think Net knows who is next to the line. It's a Red Bull. Ben Swerven's going to be next to the line. Oh, Ben. Yeah.
That's a crash. Look at that. That's going into Spoon. 2 cars. What has happened there with Charles and Matt Roofer?
I'm on board with TCR F1 Racer right now. Hopefully I'll be able to see it.
That was really weird. You could see the cars both way off the track.
We will be getting an incident report about that probably. Seagrass has retired. Wow, interesting.
I think he's retired on track, which I don't recommend. Yeah, he's right in front of F1 Racer right here. Yeah, don't retire on track, especially at the end of qualifying.
Yeah, it's not a good idea, but TCR F1 Racer does avoid it. He's going to come around. Doesn't stay tight to the wall, which is really weird. Improves by 3/10, but it's not enough to improve his position.
He was invalid.
Was he?
Yep, he was invalid, but Main Wayne is coming to the line. Mebe's picked for pole, actually, in the chat, so let's see where Main Wayne ends up. He does keep it tight towards the inside wall, which is recommended.
Moves up to P3. Also, Rafa moved up to P2 while we were watching all of that.
Ooh, almost near FND's time. Really impressive.
Yep, that is it for qualifying. So FND Cakes will have pole position for the Golden Class Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah, and I said this earlier, man. I actually said this with both of the top 2. Their pace is going to be good today, especially FND's. I was in practice with him earlier this week, and he was putting up like crazy lap times. So it's not far-fetched to say that he could win this race. And once we get to the home screen here, we'll get the predictions underway. I'm curious to see what you're going to say, D'Angelo.
Oh, we all know my predictions are out of this world.
Mine just suck just because they curse everybody. Yours are just bold and crazy.
Most of the time, I'm surprised they actually work.
Huh. Alright, you want to go first?
I will go first. I'm actually gonna say Zershin wins the race. I say he comes from P4 and comes away with the first place. I say F&D finishes second. Feel like he's gonna have the pace, but Zershin, I think he's just gonna find a way to have better race pace than qualifying pace and just find a way. And then I'm gonna go Raiden P3. Qualify didn't really show it, but quali on this track is hit or miss with some people. I feel like he's gonna have really good race pace, and I think he's gonna come up from P8 and get P3.
Okay, so I am going to go with Rizzy for the win. I think Rizzy has had moments where he has been towards the front. I think he got unlucky last week and had the pace, so I think Rizzy, going from P5 to P1, I don't think that's far-fetched because he's probably got better pace than, most of the guys in front of him. I'm going to go Tebow P2. I think there's something with when you put yourself in a situation where you almost don't race or you kind of aren't feeling like racing today. He almost didn't make the race. So I think Tebow is going to get up there and finish P2. And then, I'm going to go Raiden P3. I think he's got the pace. The thing with FND, and, I'm not doubting him. When I've doubted people, it's come back to bite me, specifically Got Any Weave last year. But FND really hasn't been up towards the front in race-winning situations before. So I just don't I don't know if he's not ready for that. I just don't think today's the day. But go prove me wrong, man. Go make it happen.
Yeah, please drop your predictions if you are watching in the chat below. We would love to hear them. I only have one guy on the Twitch right now. Hello, Lone Sir.
We got a bunch on the YouTube.
YouTube seems to where the sweet spot is for TCR. But we will start the formation lap now, and I am so glad the formation lap is back.
I am so glad. I think it just gets you, it kind of gets the nerves away a little bit. I mean, maybe it depends on the person because, everybody waits till the start of the race, but I think this formation lap helps just to kind of, get a feel of the track and just do a lap. But we do have quite a few predictions in the chat right now.
As I'm about to say, strategy was a big thing yesterday, and we have a lot of mixed strategies here today.
Wow,
Lots
it's almost
of guys
a split field.
Yep. The medium tire is excuse my language, Mr. Freeze, but it is a shitty tire on this track.
Yeah.
The hard tire is definitely the best tire, as we saw last night with Carson. Carson did very well on the hard tire, but as soon as he went to the medium, it failed.
Yeah, as somebody who raced yesterday, I can confirm you want to start on the medium tires and have the hard tires to the end of the race. And I'm telling you, I mean, I said this yesterday in the chat that we would see at least one safety car yesterday, and it didn't happen. But I just find it really hard to believe we won't get one because, like I said, we do have some really fast drivers starting towards the back of the grid. And anytime you try and get overtaking scenarios here at Japan, it just doesn't work out. We saw JMB and F1 Nerd try to go side by side through the S's. It did not work out. So it's going to be crazy. And TJ is saying that he's predicting Camden's commentator's curse. That's what he's predicting.
The land of fire.
Yes.
As also a new thing, if you guys do not remember, you have to make sure you park very nicely, otherwise you will get DSQ'd from the formation lap, and your tires will be cold. So you better not park terribly.
Raikkonen's going with Fire Up Flow for the victory.
Starting in P7, it's not a bad prediction. I did pick Raiden to finish P2 or P3. P3 from 8th. So on this track, we had a crazy race in Golden last season on this track. I wouldn't doubt another crazy race here. But as the grid is all lined up, it is almost time for round 2 of season 15 in the Golden class. Five red lights. And we are off for round 2 of season 15. Rafa Hulk with a flyer start, but second stage terrible. F&D gets a good jump. Main Wayne will go around the outside of Rafa Hulk, and there's contact between Zershin and Sir Charles, Rafa Hulk, and Rizzy. Rizzy down to P18. That is not the start you wanted. Zershin up to P3. Raiden off the start, up into P4 off the rip. F&D holds his position, and Main Wayne also moves up to P2 off the start.
We saw an incident with Ray Magic as well. He crashed right off the start of the grid, so it must have been wheel spin or contact with another driver there.
Yeah, as we move into the second half of this lap now, F&D with almost a second lead on the guy in second in Main Wayne. Raiden catching up to Zershin pretty quickly right now. Raiden up 4 spots from P8. What a start. As we have another yellow flag. Rafa Hulk again. Making contact with F1 Racer, it looks like, in the hairpin. Rafa Hulk from P2 all the way down to P18.
Yeah, it's been a terrible first lap for Rafa Hulk. First lap contact there, goes around, and then that incident there in the hairpin, and he does have damage to that front wing, so this is going to be a long race for him unless we get a safety car. Yeah,
if you're a Rafa Hulk fan, you are praying for a couple of safety cars here. But as Sir Charles goes down the inside of Matt Roofer, cuts the inside part of the chicane a little bit, going really slow. He might lose 2 positions here. Here comes Segrist around the outside, and then SPM's just behind them.
Segris is boxed in right now on that high sideline. He's side by side with a Mercedes.
Yep, SPM's going to dive down the inside of the Haas and they make contact. They make contact, but a little lag, little desync there. They definitely made a little bit of contact. SPM does get out unscathed.
Man, it looked like he just sent it in turn 1, but like you said, I think that was more of the game than anything.
Yeah, I think they definitely made a little bit of contact, but that was mostly desync right there.
It's crazy. After all the changes on the start, Tebow has not changed any positions.
Yeah, that's very surprising. But Omega getting really close to Mr. Ben Swervin, looking on the inside. No, he has to lock up to not run into the rear of him. Omega will stay behind. Omega showing pretty good pace on the mediums right now compared to Ben Swervin on the hards.
Yeah, I think he just needs to watch that breaking point in the hairpin. I noticed the previous lap he did the exact same thing, just sent it in a little too deep and nearly made contact 2 laps in a row.
Yeah, the hairpin, like most hairpins in this game, it's a very tricky breaking point, but Omega using the battery within 2/10 now. He's going to have a look into the chicane as after 130R as GMB gets by Ray Magic as well. Back to Omega. Omega's going to try the switchback. No, it does not seem to work, but DRS will be enabled this lap.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see the tire fall off here. You have FND in the lead with Main Wayne and Exertion and Raiden on the hards right behind them, and they're all still within DRS.
Omega gets by Ben around the outside. It's going to be a nice battle, but Ben having the better line just makes the run right up through the inside.
I'm sure Ben is looking for redemption on just racecraft and getting a good result, because he was up front last week and made contact with Charles and sent both of them off the track. But right there, that was a really good move by Ben.
Segris is licking his chops right now, very close to Sir Charles. Sir Charles going very slow on the apex there in the second Degner. It's a good run though.
Segris really didn't get a great run though out of turn 8, so he'll have to look for a better opportunity.
Oh, Tebow's out! Tebow is
safety
out!
Car?
It is a safety car. It looks like a VSC.
Wow. Tebow, man,
that was self-inflicted. I caught the back end of that riding on board with Segris and you having a giggle. He just spun coming out of the hairpin.
That's a shame. I mean, he 2 weeks in a row with no points, and if you've been following up with our podcast, you would know that everybody has predicted Tebow for the title, but he's off to a slow start, and he's going to need to pull a GT Lion, if you will, and get things going here and not keep crashing out.
Yeah, very unfortunate for not... Oh, Ray Magic with a drive-through speeding under safety car. As I think we are back, we are back green now. VSC has ended. Ray Magic slow off the restart. That allows C Rizzy to get by him.
FND made a mistake. He's down in the 4th. The top 3 have gotten by him. Something happened in the first couple of corners.
Oh,
and
Sir Charles is around. Sir Charles made a mistake. What is going on?
Well, like I said, D'Angelo, did I not say we were going to see a lot of mistakes just because we have a lot of fast drivers from the back trying to make desperate moves to get to the front? Oh, and that's Ray Magic.
Around.
Doing some donuts. You have not won the race yet, buddy. I would calm down there.
Raiden. Oh, Exertion's around. Out of the hairpin as well.
What is going on with the hairpin?
I don't know. It might have been contact with Raiden, but look at McLaren on 1-2 at the moment.
I mean, they are leading the constructors, so that makes sense. But, I mean, I wouldn't say that's because they necessarily fought their way up there. It's just everybody else is making mistakes. We saw it yesterday in the Silver Class race. All you really have to do is just keep your car on the track in these scenarios, and you're going to be finishing towards the front.
Look at Fire Up Flow challenging FND now. Fire Up will have DRS. FND's tires are probably fired up a little bit much after his spin, or whatever mistake it was. Fire Up Flow using the battery. FND trying to break that slipstream. Looks like Fire Up Flow is going to be too far back to send one up the inside, and he is a little bit too far back on this occasion.
What did Raikkonen say in the chat? He said that Fire Up Flow was going to win the race. Well, Fire Up Flow is getting 3 spots off the start, and we're only on lap 5.
SPM doing pretty good too. SPM started what, P10?
14th, I believe.
Yeah, he was 14th. Tebow started P11. SPM up into P6 right now, having a very strong race. Started on the hard tire. Granted, the medium might be a terrible tire, but they're more terrible if you start it on in the first stint. They're not nearly as bad in the second stint. So, not going to be a bad option once that car gets lighter, and the tire wear is not going to be nearly as bad.
I agree, and you know, I'm noticing Fire Up Flow is not losing time to FND, so I said at the top of the show, you know, FND hasn't had many scenarios where he's up front leading a race, and he might need just a couple of laps to get going, and, you know, we'll see if Fire Up gets to him, but if I'm FND and Fire Up Flow on those medium tires, I think I should be moving right now.
Yeah, definitely going to want to start pushing because the mediums don't last enough anyway to try to battle for like 12 or 13 laps. They're definitely going to last you around 10 or so. You're going to have to go around 17 on the hards. But Zershin getting really close to Ben Sorvin as we've been on board. He cuts the corner. That might be a warning. Cuts the other side a little bit. If anything, that's at least one warning. Ben Sorvin will have DRS on you having a giggle in front of him. And SPM gets by Matt Rufer into turn 1. We have a 3-way battle for P8 at the moment of you having a giggle, Ben Sorvin and Zershin, and now Omega with these guys battling in front. He's going to try to get in on the mix.
Omega started way towards the back and already up to 11th, and yeah, if he just keeps his nose clean, he could be in a really good spot with these 3 holding each other up right here. I'm not sure what Giggle's pace is like, but it's clear that Ben is faster than him right now.
Yeah, Ben is just looking for a good move right now to make. Also, we have another yellow flag. It is... What? Okay, that was weird.
Phantom yellow, not real.
Gotta love this game.
Yeah, it's been it's worked his powers this race for sure. Between the SVM thing in turn 1, where we thought he was throwing a Hail Mary, trying to, you know, play a little bowling here in a sim race, but no, he was doing everything right. It's just the game was giving us a little early April Fool's prank, if you will.
Playing a little ping pong action, as Seb would say.
Hmm.
Yeah, Ben Sorvin definitely faster than you having a giggle. He's just waiting for the right opportunity.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to overtake. And yesterday, I was in a scenario with Carson where he was on the slower tire at the moment, and Ben did not accelerate there. It's just really hard to get by, so you have to really do everything you can, but he is draining the battery.
Yeah, he's going to send it right here. He's going to look down the inside of you having a giggle.
Do it.
Ooh, he was thinking about it, but he backed off just enough.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, why do you have 25% battery on lap 7? And you shouldn't even think about that move. You were half a second back because you didn't accelerate off the final corner. Like, just take your L and just wait another lap.
Camden Luca holding nothing back tonight on the criticism.
No, I'm co today, baby. I can say whatever I want.
I wouldn't go that far.
No. Freeze is watching. We can't say whatever we want.
Look, we got a 4-way battle for P4 now as well. Seegers has broke the train from you having a giggle. He is up with the battle.
Yeah, really. This is looking like a 4th through like 11th or even 12th train here if we get a little bit of bunching going on here. But Fire Up Flow, I mean, I said earlier he was quick, but he's starting to slip a little bit from FND's pace right now, and he's about to be in the grasp of SPM.
Seegers right on the gearbox of Matt Rufer with almost no battery usage up to 130R. Seegers will have DRS. Matt Rufer gets a terrible run out of the final corner. That's going to allow Seegers to go down the inside on the straightaway. Matt Rufer might try to battle back here with his DRS, but no, not even using battery. And Sir Charles is the first one into the pits.
I think that's a little early. I mean, I know the medium tires fall off pretty quick here, but you're looking at around lap 9 or 10 realistically. I think taking the hards about 20 laps is just a little too much.
Yeah, I would say around 16 or 17 laps on the hards is where the sweet spot is, but who knows? He might be thinking there might be a full safety car, in which anything, he might get in really good track position and the tires won't be used during safety car laps, really.
Oof. Segrist is pushing. He was sliding there out of turn 8, and he's trying to get to SPM, but I think he needs to be patient here as Fire Up Flow does not get a great exit right there.
Yeah, Segrist does too. SPM didn't really get a good exit out of there either. Segrist on the gearbox almost of SPM as well. But got this four-way battle going right here for P4. Gonna be very this might be a telltale. If anything else happens, this might be a telltale race on who gets a podium spot as well. Segrist using battery right now up to 130R. On SPM. SPM dropping back from Fire Up Flow on the straightaway, it looks like. Segrist is right on SPM.
He got a
Gets
good
a
exit.
good run. Oh, Zershin was the first to fall. 2 warnings. SPM has no, or Fire Up has no battery.
Yeah, that's saying something. If he's been losing this pace to FND and he's been using the battery, you can't say he's not pushing, you know. It's not like he's just laying back with those medium tires trying to make them go long.
We have a yellow flag in sector 1. I don't know what that was.
Big Zershin.
Oh, Zershin, yep. Oh, he just pushes F1 Racer off the track.
Man, I don't think he saw him coming. I don't see any reason he would need to do that. You know, he just got a penalty. He doesn't need another one from the stewards.
Yeah, just back up to this battle for P4 again. Just like this is the race right now. Matt Ruper's starting to drop back, but he's still within that DRS. Yeah, it's really soon. Fire Up's going to be a sit and duck because those medium tires are starting to fall off.
He needs to come in this lap. I think with the little battery he has and the fact that he's under threat from SPM and Segrist, that he needs to come in now. He needs to get off those tires.
I definitely agree. Raiden and Main Wayne up at the front though, keeping their gap together from FND. Sector 2 yellow flag. Is that Omega? Or no, it's C Rizzy. C Rizzy was around.
Well, what did TJ say earlier? Camden's commentator's curse coming into play. He was my race pick for the win.
FND
and I believe I put...
Oh, sorry.
I believe I put Tebow on my podium too.
I think you did. And yep, FND is the first of the leaders to come in on the hard tires. Look like a really good stop. Where is FND going to come out? SPM also got by Fire Up Flow. I'm sorry we missed that. But SPM up into P3 at the moment. And FND will come out P12.
Yeah, Fire Up Flow not taking my advice right there. He's going to lose not 1 but 2 positions. And like I said, no battery, but the tires at this point on lap 10 they're gone. And I think SPM just took out one of the braking markers.
I think he did too. I think I saw some foam fly. This is allowing Matt Rufer to get back up into the fight for P4 right now. Oh, Fire Up getting a little squirrely out of the hairpin. Yeah, I think if you're Fire Up, you need to, yeah, here comes Segrist. Yep, Segrist is going to blow past him with no DRS, just straight battery power. Matt Ruper looks like he's going to get around really easily too.
That might have been a warning right there. He went all 4 tires off the track and not using any battery. Fire Up Flow clearly is. His light is blinking a lot.
Yeah, Matt Ruper's playing the smart game here, not using battery because he knows the car in front has none. And he's going to have DRS anyway. And Fire Up is in.
Ah, finally.
Probably a lap too late, but at least he went in now. Yep, he is in. Looks like a pretty decent stop. And now Ben
see where he comes out.
Ben swerving. Looks like he's gonna come out ahead of FND, maybe. Nope, FND has the speed. He's gonna be just behind FND. Ben Swervin lost a little bit of time to the S section on You Having a Giggle. Also, yeah. Raiden jumped up 8/10 on his teammate. out of nowhere.
Rapahol had a spin out of Spoon, which hurts his race even more, and he's really going to need a safety car here, and he hasn't even pitted off of the mediums yet.
Yeah, well, he started the race on hards, I thought. Does he have 2 mediums for the race, maybe? Yeah, he's already stopped once. Rapahulk has, so...
He's going to have to stop again.
Yep,
he's not taking those mediums 20 laps.
Yep, definitely gonna have to stop again. He might have to, if he started on hards, he's gonna have to put those old hards back on, which they were only like a lap old.
Oh, Ben swerving, getting a run here on Giggle.
Neither of these guys have like any battery.
That's true, and Ben was gaining on him dramatically though, which says that he's got better straight line speed.
Yeah, yeah, with battery, and I know you have been using a lot of it too. He's gonna go around the outside. Ben swerving goes way off the track, but comes back. Oh, why you give me bad camera angle? Ben Swervin looks like he's gonna get the move done. Kind of squeezes you having, and Ben Swervin's up to P6.
Clean racing. You know, Ben, he had an incident last week, got a penalty, and he's making up for it today.
TCR F1 racer into the pits off his mediums. He will come out behind. He might come out behind Omega as well. It's gonna be close. Oh, yep, he will come out behind Omega. Oh, there's a yellow flag. Ben Swervin.
What did I just say like 5 seconds ago? Oh man, that's not good on my part.
Yeah, not good for you.
No.
Yeah. Trying to figure out who to be on board with because there's like no gaffes under a second.
Well, it's interesting because I want to take a look at this top 2 right here. Main Wayne and Raiden Shogun. They're about within a second of each other, which will be really interesting for when they have to come make their pit stop. I'm assuming Main Wayne will be the one to come in first, but if that's the case, how much is that going to hurt Raiden? Is Raiden going to fall behind SBM? You know, SBM not too close, but he's within 3 seconds. So.
SPM also has to pit though as well, so... SPM still yet to pit. The top 8, actually top 9 have still yet to pit, so... It's going to be very interesting to see, but I think, I would say around lap 17 is when we're going to see either Main Wayne or Raiden in. I would think Main Wayne's going to go in first, unless Raiden does get around him. I say Main Wayne probably needs to let Raiden by because Raiden can definitely just start building a gap. But that's just me.
Yeah. Well, I agree, but I think he needs to get. Oh, he got sideways there.
Yep.
Raiden did. I think he needs to get within DRS. You know, there's no reason at this point for Main Wayne to necessarily slow down and let him by. I think once Raiden gets within DRS and you know, eats up that gap, then yeah, you could let him go. But Raiden, you know, Raiden has been pushing. If you look at the battery, he's almost out.
I was about to say, Main Wayne might be beating him on pace because he's used like no battery compared to Raiden.
Yeah, and Mebe is looking good right now because that was his pick for the win, actually. And Main Wayne, I believe, has never won a Golden Class race.
He has never won a Golden Class race. He would be in line for his first race. Looks like Main Wayne's using his battery now. Looks like there are no team orders at McLaren this evening. So he's trying to keep as far away from as possible from Raiden. He wants this first Golden Class win as much as Raiden does. So... playing a little bit of a long game, but as we move to P7, GMB up into P7 right now, he is right on you having a giggle right now, and Zershin just behind him.
We really haven't talked about GMB much today just because he started towards the back and has been trying to play the recovery game all race, but he's got Exertion behind him, but he has a penalty, so essentially he does not need to worry about him as long as he just keeps him behind, and Giggle is probably a little slower right now just because GM has closed in, so looking for a good finish is GMBZ, but with his pace, I'm sure this is not what he wants.
Oh, you haven't gets a little squirrely out of the second nectar. That allows GMB to get on a P6. And now Zershin's right on the gearbox of... Oh, I think that's Rafa Hulk around again. Yep, Rafa Hulk's... I think if I'm Rafa Hulk, I think I just call it.
I think
He's about to be a lap down. Even with a safety car, you're still going to be starting in last, and it's hard to overtake on this track.
Well, let's see here. He hasn't retired yet.
He hasn't
Maybe
retired yet.
He does. I'm telling you, he doesn't seem like the type that would go and quit. Like, even in this scenario, yeah, good for him. I'm glad that he's still in this race, because we could get a safety car and he could still get at least 1 point. If he stays on the lead lap, though.
He is lapped now, but he's going to have to fight through the lead cars to get back on the lead lap, because, I mean, yet they still have to pit, but he's still going to have to get by him. Oh, another yellow flag.
That's for him. He's going really slow here.
I think it was because of blue flag.
Oh! And he's out into the wall, still in the race, but his wing is gone.
Yep, I definitely call it now.
I mean, it looked like he was being cautious, but
yep,
he was...
and he retires on track. That'll be another penalty as well.
I hope that's not a safety car.
That's gonna
Watch out for the Red Bull. That was close. You know,
look,
it's a shame though, D'Angelo, because I was about to say, like, good on Rafa for continuing. Like, that's why he's a silver class champion, because he doesn't quit. He didn't DNF very much last year, but I know that he's, you know, a new golden driver, and there's gonna be some learning curves. But that was, I don't know what that was right there.
Yeah, just cold hard tires coming out of the pits. You have to make it, like, he's going to get another penalty on top of that, because you can't, our rule is you can't retire on the track if you're still going. So, because of the risk of a full safety car, that's going to change the course of the race. So, he will have probably a 5-second penalty coming his way, but...
Not like that means anything.
Yeah. It'll add penalty points, but Main Wayne is the first of the McLarens into the pits on lap 15/16. Like a pretty decent stop from the McLaren crew there, and I think now Raiden reacts. I think he pits on lap 16. Oh, you having a giggle with a 5-second penalty.
That's going to be huge.
Is also in. GMB double stacking for Aston Martin. Looks like it's going pretty good. Looks like GMB might get ahead of you having a giggle. He will be ahead of you having a giggle.
Huh.
Good stop from the McLaren crew there.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the Aston Martins doing that, but, you know, that it didn't lose too much time for GMBZ. Yeah, I heard that.
And also, yep, Zershin does have a 3-second penalty, so GMB is basically P9 right now. You having a giggle, though, on those new cold medium tires under pressure from Sir Charles as well.
Charles, he needs to... I think he needed to be a little more aggressive right there. Don't put yourself in a scenario where you can make contact, but I wouldn't want to be stuck behind him right here.
Yeah, he has no battery compared to you having. Once you haven's tires are up to temp, he's going to start pulling away.
Oh, going way wide is Charles in the hairpin.
Yep, kind of caught the back end of that, but yep, Raiden is now in the pits as I predicted. SPM will follow. Seagrass stays out. Seagrass is the last. I think Seagrass and Ben Swerven are in part. I think Ben's coming in this lap.
I wouldn't be surprised if they both stay out. Seagrass doesn't surprise me that he's staying out. I would be a little shocked if Ben doesn't pit right here.
And
well, yeah, like I said, yeah, I'm not surprised, honestly. I'm really not.
Yep, Main Wayne's back into P1. I think Raiden comes out ahead of Ben. And and SPM came out ahead of Ben too, so not really a good spot. Ben, I guess, was trying to get in front of him to try to hold him up as much as possible, but it did not work out.
No, not at all. And I touched up on this before they pitted. You know, as much as Main Wayne had the right to go in and pit first, look what that did to Raiden. This is really complicating Raiden's chances of getting the win. So unless if Main Wayne makes a mistake or we get a safety car, he is in a good spot.
Yeah, Main Wayne's definitely in a good spot, but, I mean, before Main Wayne came in anyway, he was leading the race ahead of Raiden, so it's not like it's a big deal or anything.
Oh, exactly. But, you know, Raiden, He's probably, I think he's had a little bit better pace this race, but Main Wayne has held his own, so this is going to be really hard for Raiden to try and get up there.
I honestly think Main Wayne has had better pace because Main Wayne hadn't really used battery, but Main Wayne is in the red for fuel.
Oh, that, I mean, maybe he's cutting it right on the edge. You know, we haven't had any safety cars today, so maybe he'll be able to make it. Maybe that's his plan, is to cut it short, like right on the edge of making it. But yeah, that's not encouraging to see.
No, I think he was betting on a safety car. Because like if he doesn't get a safety car, that's Xerxin up to 6 seconds of penalties now, but that's gonna really hurt him. Like I think he's going slower to save fuel now, and that's allowing Raiden to catch up.
Yeah, I mean he is gaining a lot of time.
Oh, yellow flag, sector 3. It's Omega. Omega has gone around. I think Omega's calling it quits as well now.
Yep, hanging up the wheel and the gloves and the car
and the helmet.
No, I'm not gonna. I was gonna say something else. I don't think I should say it.
Yeah, now Raiden's within that DRS tick of the Main Wayne. Also, look at F&D. Ben Swerven has still not pit.
Are you surprised? Segrist and Ben, man, they could be. They kind of have a little chaotic energy in them. I'm not really surprised by this.
Segrist is building a gap on the two McLarens too, on those stupidly old hards.
D'Angelo, do you have a feeling what I'm thinking, at least for what Segrist might try and attempt here?
Go to the softs at like lap 21?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be surprised if both Red Bulls do it at this point.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't surprise me. Segrist won a race last season in Abu Dhabi in the silver class, basically because he stayed out on a certain tire, and it put him in position towards the end of the race.
Raiden Shogun's setting fastest lap, though. He is gaining, but like the gap is still increasing between Segrist and Main Wayne. I think if you're Main Wayne, if you want to get a McLaren win, you have to let Raiden by at this point. Especially since you're almost out of, like, he's in the red on fuel. Like, he's going back and forth. Is that Ben?
Yep, Ben Swerven's around.
Oh, yep.
And he's around again.
Yep, his tires are done.
Yep, time to pit.
Oh, he's
or do donuts. Either one. You could either decide to do donuts or come in and pit. Which one are you going to take? I'm going to take a pit for 200, Alex.
Yeah, he's still sliding around. His tires are cooked, yep.
Good thing ghosting's. Oh, no, Rizzy! He collected Rizzy! Oh, so the ghosting came on right after he made contact with him. That's not cool right there.
That happened to me last week in Australia. Ran into Professional, or Darth Vader, as the ghosting happened. And, yep, Rizzy's spinning around, too.
I'll take doing donuts for 200, Alex. Actually, I'll take it for 1,000. Let's go all in.
See what the two McLarens decide to do here. Matt Ruffer gets by F&D. F&D going really slow out of the spoon corner.
Yeah, it's been a really bad lap for Alpine.
Yeah, Alpine's looking very strong at the end of qualifying. It just has not gone their way.
Oh, Exertion almost used him as a brake right here. He's going to get him.
Oh no, he made him spin! No! That's going to be another penalty for Exertion.
He's just racking him up, man. And like I said, Alpine, well, I said it, of course, you know. This isn't a great lap for Alpine, and boom, he takes off his wing. That's really a shame. They don't deserve to finish out of the points today. They both had the pace, and they were both screwed over.
Yeah. Exertion will get punished accordingly, but no punishment can fix that.
No, that's stupid.
As yet, Ben finally comes in. Segrist does stay out. Segrist's still pulling a gap on the two McLarens. Dude is very quick on these old hards. Which his hards, if you go on the onboard, they don't look too terrible. That line, that like thread line in the middle, just looks like it just started to form.
But
they do not look terrible.
It's really weird, this gap between Raiden and Main Wayne, because Raiden got in within half a second. He did it within 2 laps.
Yeah, I think Raiden made a mistake.
No, he's been dropping back this whole lap. He's been saving the battery, but he's falling way too far back.
Yeah, it's gonna allow SPM. SPM's. If you're SPM, I think you go for a move here. He's gonna do it, deploying the battery. Has the DRS. Raiden will not get DRS from Main Wayne. Gonna go around the outside. What is this desync? SPM around the outside into turn 1. Will get the move done right now, and yes. Raiden gonna try to battle back, and no, it is not enough for Raiden. SPM moves up into P2. Wait, oh yeah, Seeger's. Oh, Seeger's pitted. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he pitted. This is the thing I want to look at here. He's only 3 seconds behind, and he's got to get those tires up to 10th, but Seegers is in a great spot.
Softs are surprisingly better than mediums around here. Like, they're fast, and they last about 7 laps.
And he can see Raiden. Like, Seegers is not out of this just yet.
No, he's definitely not. And he has 60% battery, too, and he probably won't use it because he's on the fastest tire.
How about them apples? You should take notes for tomorrow. That's really interesting. Because he was not towards the front at all this race, really.
No, definitely was not towards the front at all. He started... Let's actually look at where everybody started. Position change. Yep, Seegers is up 2. He started P6. SPM's up 12. He's our biggest winner today. Our biggest loser is Rafa Hulk as P17 at the DNF spot. So yeah, Seegers having a good strategy. He was kind of towards the front, but not really challenging, as I would say. But now he is challenging everywhere on this race.
He is, and he has already gained 1 second on Raiden Shogun, so I think he's in contention for the win. It's just a matter of, can he get by people? It's one thing to get to somebody, but you have to make the overtake happen, and with time ticking away, he's got to make it quick.
Yeah, he's going to have to make it quick. It's all about the S section, in my opinion, late in this race. If you can hit the S section perfectly, you're going to gain so much time. Also, F1 Racer, GMB pitted for whatever reason.
He just came back into the session. I'm not sure if that was him or his ghost, but he did disconnect, and that's a shame because he was in for a decent finish, and his disconnect is going to take him out of the points.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, but gotta love this game. Omega has a penalty now. Seegrist within 1 second. Oh my god.
Oh, we're talking about a 4-way battle here. SPM has gotten within DRS range.
Yeah, Main Wayne's being really slow. I think if you're Seegrist, if you get within DRS, you kind of hold back just in case there's a wreck in front of you. But yeah, Seegrist is definitely in the best spot to win this race now.
I agree, but I saw him use the battery a little bit there on the straightaway.
I think that was more to like get up to speed quicker, his acceleration. Yep.
He's using it. He used his fastest lap, but he did use it a little bit right there. I would want to save everything until you get to the person ahead of you.
Yeah, even then I probably wouldn't use it because you're going to be getting basically quadruple slipstream because they're in a kind of a train at the moment. Main Wayne's still looking good, a little bit slowing. I think Main Wayne's still trying to save that fuel because he's out of the red, but I think he's right there at the cusp of being in the red of the fuel, so I think he's still trying to save it a little bit.
SPM's got to be careful with corner cutting. I think he cut it a little too close there in the turn 8.
This is a good time. Check how many warnings everybody has.
Oh boy.
This is a great time with 4 laps left and there's a 4-way battle. Just check the top 4.
Okay.
Also, Seeger's got a terrible run out of the hairpin.
So Seegers has a couple of warnings.
2.
Yep, Main Wayne is not on the board. Who else do we got up there? We got
Raiden and SPM.
I think the other guys are all set, so really it's just Seegers who we're looking for here.
Yeah, Seegers dropped back a little bit because that bad exit out of the hairpin, but he is coming back. I think he's also trying to be wary of his penalties. I think Raiden's using battery. He might try to get, if he can, he's catching catching SPM. SPM not really using battery, neither is Raiden anymore. Now, if you're Seagrass back in P4, you see that three-way train up there. You're loving what you're seeing.
I would want to be closer right now. I mean, once you get in DRS, it'll be easier, but we are only a few laps from the finish, and he's starting to not gain as much time.
Yeah, but DRS, though.
He's got to start really pushing here.
He does have the most battery out of the top 3 or top 4, so... Oh man, getting very exciting as we heading towards the end of this race, rounding the hairpin. Seagrass gets a decent exit, using a little bit of battery to make sure he gets that good traction and run.
Yeah, I think at this point it's okay to use a little bit of battery because he's hovering around that 1 second gap. You really want to make sure that you are in DRS range coming off the final corner.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, because if you get that DRS now, you're going to be able to catch them because they're just in a train right now. I think if you're SPM, you might try to move. SPM goes a little bit squirrely out of 130R though. Seagrass within 0.6 now. Using a little bit of battery on the DRS. Not using battery, he's using the DRS though.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. As we have a yellow, I think that's Omega.
Yeah, it's Omega.
This is like the end of the Soft's prime, so he needs to go here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're still good for pretty good pace for another 2 or 3 laps or so, but this is where they're really... This is the sweet spot, definitely.
He did not get a good exit there out of turn 7. Yeah, I would use a little bit more battery right now, just because he needs to be right there. We're coming to 2 laps to go, and none of them are passing each other.
No. No one's really going for an overtake. Might be kind of a thing too. It's kind of like, maybe for SPM too. He's just kind of like, we need points as the Mercedes team. Splitting the McLaren is probably the best option and not risking it for the win. But if it's me in that Mercedes like it was last season, I'm going for it.
Yeah, he needs to. SPM needs to use a little bit of battery right here. He's not gaining much time on the straightaway to main Wayne.
No, he is not, but he's gaining so much through 130R and everything. Just main Wayne is just hitting his marks in the corners very nicely. Seagrass, though, what is Seagrass going to do here on Raiden Shogun? Using battery, he's not really gaining. Stopped using the battery. I don't know why he's not using the battery.
He's probably saving it for the last lap, but curb, you got the curb right there. Yeah, I don't think Seagrass is. He might not get a podium here.
No, it doesn't seem that way anymore. Gonna have to hope for a mistake from one of the guys in front of him.
Yeah, SPM is not. Like you said, Main Wayne has done a phenomenal job. You know, Main Wayne has never been the type of driver to there's a penalty. That's nail in the coffin.
Yep.
Main Wayne has never been the type of driver to make really like huge risky moves. You know, he's risky with strategy at times, but this is why he's still in the lead, because he hits his marks and he does what he needs to do.
Now Seagrass is right behind Raiden. It's like he got that penalty. Now it's like all bets are off.
Full send.
Send it.
Oh, if he were doing that, you know, for the past few laps, maybe he would be in the top 3 right now. But
yep, we are about to come on to the final lap of a very exciting Japanese Grand Prix, which this race is still not over. SPM not really gaining, but we still have the battle for P2 as well between Raiden and SPM. I know if you're Raiden, you want that 1-2. I think Raiden might try for a move. He might get kind of risky and go into it through Spoon, maybe. He's gaining on SPM. He's not using the battery though.
He did, then he stopped using it. I think he realized he's not really close enough to make a move there.
He does have battery though. He's probably going to deploy it through the 130R the straight before that. So So look at SPM. SPM is not in the red in fuel, or not SPM. Main Wayne's not in the red in fuel. SPM still kind of far back. Also, you haven't a giggle went past fire up flow, but you haven't has a penalty as well. Ooh, Raiden a little squirrely.
Yeah, all bets are off right here, and I think the theme of the day has been overtaking because you can't do it, and this race just proved that.
Yeah, Japan in the game is just super hard for overtaking. We have proved it in this game time and time again, and once again, the Japan, the Monaco of autodromes once again. One of them. Hungary's another one too that you can't really overtake in the game. It has struck once again. Raiden using battery, not gaining on SPM at all. And if Main Wayne hits his marks, he will become a winner in TCR. And yep, he does hit his marks. Main Wayne, a near flawless drive in the Japanese Grand Prix. He will be a TCR first-time winner. SPM will come home in P2 with Raiden in P3, a McLaren 1-3. A great day for the McLaren driver. Seegers will finish P4 even with his penalty. Matt Rufer will take P5, a great race from him. Zershin will take P6 because of the penalty. You having a giggle will come home probably P. Ooh, we're gonna have to see because F1 Racer. It's looking like P8 though for you having a giggle. And yep, P8 for you having a giggle. Sir Charles will come home in P10 because I think he only got 3 seconds worth of penalties. See as he crosses the line. Here comes GMB. Is he gonna get P? Nope. Yep. P11 for GMB. Ben Sorvin fighting with FND right now. Is FND gonna have a little Senderooski up the inside of the chicane right here at the end?
They got into it before. I want to see this. Hit him. Hit him.
Oh, they're very close.
Use the battery. Why are you not using the battery? Yeah, use it. Get him. Turn him.
Ah. Yep. Ben Sorvin will come on P12, F&D, P13, C Rizzy, P14. A terrible day for the Alpine. Started off good, ended in poor fashion. Ray Magic will come home in P15. Omega finishes P16, and then your two DNFs are Rafa Hulk and Tebow.
And yeah, didn't they? Well, Rafa started towards the front, but yeah, I should stop doing predictions from now on. I really should just not even do them.
You are the king of curses.
I really am. I'm starting to think that. Where's my throne? Go fetch me my throne. Go fetch me a salad too. I am hungry. Go get me some food. Oh, I think he's actually going to get it. No?
Nah, definitely just use the bathroom.
Where's my food?
No food.
And my throne.
But yeah, a good day.
I am king!
A good day for the McLaren drivers. They definitely extend their championship lead after 2 rounds. Main Wayne with his first ever TCR win. I am 90% sure. He comes home P1, as I said, SPM P2, Raiden P3, Seegers P4, Matt Rufer, a good drive from him. He's probably either him or SPM's my driver of the day. P5, Zershin P6, Fire Up P7, You Having a Giggle P8, TCR F1 Racer P9, Sir Charles P10, GMB P11, Ben Swervin P12, FND P13, C Rizzy P14, Ray Magic P15, P16 goes to Omega, and then our 2 DNFs once again are Rafa Hulk and Tebow.
The points are going to look really interesting. I believe SPM will retain the lead, but McLaren off to a great start in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, they came out swinging these first 2 weeks. And I know Main Wayne's feeling how we're going to get these guys in for interviews right now. We would do it, which we are going to do it on Discord, but we would have it on PlayStation as well. But, this game is, PlayStation dumb.
Well, do we? Is everybody in the? Well, no, Raiden's on
Raiden's on
PC, so we
PC.
gotta.
We could just
Okay,
get Raiden in on Discord. Like I could just put him on Discord.
he is P3, so we might as well just do the call with him and then get the other two in the party.
Yeah. If you want to get the other two in the party, I'm gonna call Raiden.
Okay.
Hello, we will start in 1 second. We're just trying to get everybody in our PlayStation party right now. We will start with you though. Do you get him in here, Camden, or do you want me? Do you need
Yeah,
some
I've
help?
I've got them right now.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Showroom.
All right, should be set. Yep.
All right, just waiting on Main Wayne.
Is Raiden in the call with you?
Yes, he is.
I think we should start with him because he's
Yep,
P3.
I'm about to.
Okay. And you could either relay my question or I just won't do one.
I can relay it like I used to do that.
Okay.
All right, Raiden, we're gonna start with you in the post-race interview here. You had a really good run. You were P2 for a while, but then SPM got you in the end. But I just want to know how do you think this race went for you? You definitely had the pace to win, but overall, how do you think it went?
Um, if I'm being honest, I wasn't really feeling well at all today. I was having quite a lack of sleep and a bit of headache. Actually, a massive headache actually right now. But yeah, actually, it was thinking to skip on the race. I said that if I skip on, maybe I will miss out something. So and yeah, still trying to go and didn't qualify well at all. Kept running it wide, running into track limit, spun the car. It wasn't really a good day at all for me to start begin with, but somehow, towards the second stint of the changing my tire, I kind of chased main Wayne. Kind of chased a bit, had a bit of solid pace, but I did message him before the race that I will say I wouldn't overtake him even if I was behind him or something. So I decided, and I saw SPM was coming up fast. So I decided, I may try to defend SPM from getting into the lead of the race, but ultimately sacrificing my win. But yeah, I think it's worth it, Main wins to get a win, so congrats to him.
Yeah, definitely. Even though you said you didn't think it was that good of a day for you, I mean, finishing P3 and I would say pretty even golden class after driving in silver last season is a very good result. Camden, what was your question? I will relay.
Yeah, so Raiden, you moved up to Golden Class this season after just one season in Silver. How do you think the transition has been so far?
Camden's question is, since you only raced in not even really a season in silver class, and you transitioned to golden, how was that transition so far?
It will be live if I say it's a bit of a culture shock actually. I wasn't expecting the pace to be that huge. I mean, just one bad day could put me out to 8. Man, I'm gonna take care of myself a bit more after this, man. Gonna get more sleep, man. But yeah, overall feeling is that it was much more nicer to fight against. Actually, some fellow silver driver from last season, like Sigris, Rafa Hawk as well. You know, some of them were last season in the silver class. They came into the gold class. These are the guys that I knew that each other's pace that I can, you know, I can be like, oh yeah, I can be side by side with them and without having too much worried about it. But some of the new guys that I didn't have a, that I was like, gonna approach this. Am I gonna?
Are we moving on?
Is that I just open up the TCR live stream and then watch how they race last season, season 14. So yeah, just one away as well. That I did.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there was a good race from you and definitely your teammate, which I also just got word that he cannot join us for the post race interview. He is probably going to celebrate a little early, but yep, good. It was a good day for McLaren in general, and I think we'll be seeing you guys up on the podium and hopefully you on the top step in golden class very soon.
Let's hopefully, man. Let's hopefully. But anyways, to main win, congratulations. Sorry that we couldn't get a 1-2, but I guess 1-2 will be good enough since next week. Crash it to 1-2, you know?
Yeah, definitely a good race, and we will see you later.
Alright.
Alright, so we will move on to P2, our final podium interview. SPM. SPM, you had a not so great qualifying, as I think is very fair to say, but you threw that aside. Starting from P14, you got up all the way to P2, and it looked like on that last lap, if you would have had one more, you would have gotten main Wayne. Just talk
Oh
us
yeah.
through your race and how it went.
Yeah, well, one more lap, and I think I win. Yep, yep. And I have a pretty good pace, and I'm very glad for the P2. P1 is not so far, and yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely splitting the McLarens is good for you and Tebow and the constructors. I know that he hasn't had the strongest start to the season, but you've had a pretty good strong start. How do you think you guys can improve even more, like even just in teamwork to try to get that constructors going?
It's really important to focus to take the point at the end of the race because at the end of the season the total is the answer. That's it. Okay, it's very important to score in the race. Yes, this is not the start for Mercedes to after two race in the constructor, but this is the beginning. That's it.
That is very true. Camden, do you have any questions for our second place finisher?
I do. So SPM, congrats on
Thanks.
another podium this week. Um, how would you have done anything differently in those closing laps to try and get by Main Wayne? Were there any mistakes, or would you have done anything different with the battery, or are you content with
Yeah,
finishing
yeah,
second?
yeah. With the battery, it's very important to manage and look behind with the car. Uh, I don't think he have a lot of ERS, a lot of battery, and with 30, 20, 28, 29%, I think we have many. I think we have a lot um, to strike for the first place, and no, this is the race.
Yeah, I agree, and I think you and Tebow will be right up there for the constructors if Tebow can fix his mistakes and start finishing up there with you. So I'm sure we'll see you on the podium next week, and congrats on getting this one here in Japan.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, all folks.
Yeah, all right. I think that's going to do it for us here in the booth tonight. Camden, final thoughts of round 2, season 15 Golden Class.
Oh man, I don't know where to start. I mean, it was crazy right from the beginning. We saw a crash in turn one with one of our leaders, Rafa Hulk. We saw a battle mid race, and then towards the end, teammates going at it with Main Wayne and Raiden Shogun. The gap started to fluctuate as Seagrass out of nowhere doing the hard to soft, and I think it will be interesting to see what people do tomorrow in the platinum class because that strategy really seemed to work for Seagrist. He wasn't too far towards the front throughout most of the race, and then all of a sudden he did that hard to soft, and he got right up there. It just was a little too late. Couldn't quite get the win, but he got right back up there, and it's been quite a week. I think the fact that we haven't gotten any safety cars the first two races is surprising, considering everything that happened this race, and there was some action yesterday. So all I can say, D'Angelo, typical Japan, really.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Just say it's just all the lack of safety cars just mean it's going to get all pushed to platinum tomorrow, so I am looking forward
Oh
to
God.
that.
That sounds about right. I mean, we usually have a balance. It seems like if we don't get safety cars in the beginning of the week, we'll get like four in platinum. If we get four in silver, we'll get none the rest of the week. So it tends to balance out.
Yeah, I agree. But that will be it from us in the booth. I have been TCR D'Angelo. That has been Camden Luca. If you are interested in joining TCR, please check out our website. We still have full-time slots in silver and platinum. I don't know if we have any more in golden, but we still have reserved seats in all three classes as well. Please check out the TCR Discord as well. You can check out, there's a lot more information in there than I can dispose right now, but that is it from me in Camden, and